Hey, what's going on, business coach and consultant Wally Carmichael here. I'm going to get off the normal script. I've been doing a series of frequently asked questions that I get from people who want to start a business coaching practice or people that have been in a business, started their own business coaching practice. Been doing it for years, every end of the gamut, every end of the spectrum. And I'm going to get off script a little bit here because this is one thing that really frustrates me about business coaches and consultants and any business, period, regardless of the industry. And that is this one term. This one term is the most ridiculous term and thought process that you could ever consider. And many people use it. I've used it, quite frankly, and it's been years since I've used it because I got smart and I got educated. And it wasn't by chance. It was because I had other people around me that were telling me the direction that I was going was the wrong direction, specifically with my mindset. So what is that term? That term is solopreneur. It's the most ridiculous concept anybody could ever come up with. Because I'm telling you right now, if you continue considering yourself as a solopreneur or a sole proprietor, and I get it, that's a tax term, and that's literally what they call a sole proprietor. But even regardless of what you want to call it, solopreneur, sole proprietor, you're doing it by yourself. And as long as you are trying to build your business on your own, you are going to fail. I wanted to use another F word. You are going to fail. And the reason, and it goes the same thought process is, well, I don't want to be that big. I don't want to get that big. Okay, fine. But be prepared to be frustrated. Be prepared to have massive amounts of burnout. Be prepared to have sleepless nights wondering how you're going to pay yourself, how you're going to grow this and get out of this rut. Because as a solopreneur, what you are is an employee in your own business, and you're highly underpaid. I'll bet that you could take the skill set of whatever it is that you do, whether it's HVAC, hair extensions, lawn care, whatever the case may be, and you could go get a job working for somebody else's business and make a lot more money and actually have some time to enjoy your life. I'll bet you could do that. Most people start their business because you want to create a better lifestyle for yourself, but few people actually reach that. Over 62% of businesses in the United States barely break even. Even if you do have employees, you got the bare minimum of employees, and they're probably not the best employees, but you're more worried about paying them than you are paying yourself, and rightfully so. You should pay the people that come to work for you, but they should be working for you. All right, that goes down another video and another thought process. But as long as your thinking is, I don't want to be that big, then you're always going to struggle. Have you ever heard the term shoot for the stars and hit the moon? Well, it's kind of like that, right? You shoot for the $1 million business, which, by the way, I think off the top of my head, like 5% of all businesses ever reach that point because of the mass amount of businesses that are out there in North America and the United States alone. Very few businesses reach that level, partly because I don't want to get that big. It's ridiculous. So what's the solution? How are you going to transition from this solopreneur to an actual company and an actual business, and go from being an employee within your business and being the boss to being an actual CEO? An actual CEO. Look, I just had some people come do some work on my house out here. And a lot of out here where I live at in Casa Grande, Arizona, there's a lot of very small businesses and they're very small mindset business owners. And the business owner, first off, his wife came out and did the assessment and basically gave us a quote. And she was so timid, nice lady, very nice lady, but she was so timid and she got part of the order wrong. And we figured that out half part of the way through the job. And then at the end, they actually took a bite because the way that it was negotiated. Then the gentleman that owns the business, he comes out, his crew shows up early in the morning, three or four guys, and then he shows up sometime in the afternoon and he's working right along with them. Look, I respect anybody who will work right along with their employees. As a U.S. Army NCO, non-commissioned officer, it was important that I at least let my soldiers see that I've done what I'm asking them to do, and I'm willing to do what I'm asking them to do. But at the same time, I have to be in a leadership position and have to delegate tasks that I have, and I have to rely on other people and empower other people to do what needs to be done. But this gentleman was here all 3 or 4 days and working right alongside, when what he could be doing is managing other projects, going out and just doing quality control and having 12 men working for him with 3 different projects going at one time. Right? He's got the capacity to do that. He's very skilled. He's got some very skilled workers that work for him. But he is struggling. I had conversations with him. He is struggling financially, and it looks like he's doing great, but in reality, he's not. And why? Because for all intents and purposes, he's a solopreneur. He's got the employees, yes, but at the same time, he's not managing his business like a business manager, like a CEO. Okay, so he's always going to struggle. And it's the same goes for you, regardless what industry you're in, even coaching and consulting. I ran my coaching and consulting business for almost 4 years before I decided, and before one of my mentors and coaches, and yes, I have coaches as a coach, and I have mentors, before any of them actually told me, look, I see what you're doing, I respect what you're doing, but you need to start outsourcing a lot of these tasks that you have no business doing. I know you enjoy them, some of them you enjoy, some of them you're great at, but that's not where your money is made. That's where the fulfillment is done. So you need to outsource certain things, and I started outsourcing things. Everything from bookkeeping to social media posts for myself and for my clients, to setting up software for myself and my clients. I outsource all of that stuff, allowing me to actually make more money and enjoy the time that I want to do. Look, just this week alone, on Monday, we took a train ride to the Grand Canyon, and sure, I answered some emails and did a phone call or two along the way just to cover down on a few things, but I enjoyed myself for 2 full days. Then came back, and then just Thursday of this week, we went and drove about an hour and a half away and walked through some caves out in Tucson and enjoyed our time there as well. I made 1 phone call during that whole time, but I was with my family and I was enjoying myself, right? I couldn't do that 2 years ago. I was constantly sitting behind a computer, behind the phone, talking to people, getting things set up, doing all the grunt work. There's people out there that need the work, they need the job, they need the income, they have the skill set, and they want to work for you. And when you hire the right people, regardless of what industry you're in, you're going to free yourself up to really enjoy the lifestyle you thought you'd have by starting your own business. All right, so stop the solopreneur mindset. Stop the small mindset. Start thinking like a corporation. Start thinking like a true company. Get in the mindset of, I'm going to be the best in this. If it's a local business, I'm going to be the best in my local area. I'm going to be the go-to person. I'm not going to be the one doing all the work. I'm going to be the one empowering other people and employing other people and doing it the right way. And in order to do that, you've got a lot of stuff to put in place. So if you want to have more of this conversation, you want to get into my online business academy, then comment down below or go to the link that's in the description, and we'll get you access to our online academy. At the very least, that's the lowest point of entry into any of my programs. And that's for business owners and business consultants alike, traditional business owners. And look, business coaching is a business. Don't mistake anything that I say about that. Business coaching and consulting, I call it a practice because we're constantly learning, and there's a few nuances with different industries, but for the most part, it's just like being a doctor, being a surgeon. The strategy works. The practice works, but there's little things here and there that have to be adjusted. That's why I refer to it as a practice. But the bottom line is, if you get access to this academy, then you're going to be so much further ahead than most people in your industry. Period. I'm telling you right now, the first 12 weeks of this online academy will completely change your business forever. And there's over a full year worth of training from start to finish for business owners. But the first 12 weeks completely change your business and your lifestyle. All right. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. I'll get back on track with the FAQ for business coaches. But this one goes out to all industries in the United States, North America, all over the world. I've got clients right now. I've got a client right now in the UK. I've had clients in Australia. I've had clients in New Zealand. I had a client in India one time. My son's actually in India. My middle son's actually in India right now in the time of this conversation. Super exciting. But anyhow, I digress. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.